Hello, my name's Scott Perry. I'm a professional magician and this is a magic review.
It's a kind of magic.
In today's review, we're going to be looking at The Power of Your Mind by Dave Williams, released under Saturn Magic. I'd like to say thank you to Dave for sending this to me early. As I record this review, the trick isn't currently released. But yes, thank you, Dave, for allowing me to have a little bit of time with this so that I could practice it and perform it and let everyone know that it's a wonderful trick. So let's get into the TLDR. I do think it's a little bit pricey for what it is, but it's a very cool little book for mentalism. So it's not a trick that you're going to take out and perform everywhere. It's not what people would call a worker, in my opinion. It's a very cool trick. It's a very baffling trick. I think people enjoy it. The people that I've performed it to so far seem to really like it. But one is, in my opinion, just a little bit too pricey. And also, as I say, it's one of those kind of magic tricks that you might keep in your backpack, or you might have on a coffee table at home or something like that, or just a very cool trick to have around, maybe take to school with you or something like that if you're in school or university or something like that. So yeah, it's a cool trick and it's baffling and it's interesting. But one, it's a little bit odd in terms of bringing a little book out in the context of a working magician. So I wouldn't carry this with me at bookings, at events, but it has its purposes and it has its situations where it'd be really good. As I said, on a coffee table at home, or just lying around, or in your rucksack if you're in education. So yeah, or on your desk at work. So this is a very long. This may well be my longest too long didn't read, but it's a cool trick. Let's get into a few details. What is it? You essentially give this little book to someone and you read their mind, and it's really clever how it works. So on each one of these pages, there are 6 playing cards. There are 6 objects, and then there are 4 ESP symbols along the bottom. Every page has the same orientation, but they all have different kinds of images. So they do vary. Every single page is completely different, and you'll notice that on each area there is one of the images circled in or outlined in green, and this is what the person is going to think of. So what would happen is, let's say a person, you give the book to a person and they open up the pages. They're opened up on this page, and we will go with this one first, right? So we have these 6 objects, and it's the magnet is the one with the green outline. So they hold the book like this. You don't know what page they're on. You don't know nothing about the images. You at this point, you have no idea. And you ask them to read out the 6 images, and they can do it in any order that they want. It's completely fair. So they read out to you trumpet, toothbrush, dog, nest, guitar, and magnet. And just from that, you will be able to tell them that the one that's outlined, the one that they're thinking of, the one that they've chosen, is the magnet. And you can do the same with the playing cards, and you can do the same with the ESP symbols at the bottom. They can then flick through to any other page, and they can do it on a different page, and then you can tell them the one that they're thinking of then. And of course, you're asking them to concentrate on the one that is circled. And as I say, simply by reading out the different images in any order that they like, you will know the one that they're thinking of. It's really clever. The method is really clever. It's very easy to perform as well, but that's what it is. It's a mentalism mind reading trick that is, relatively small, easy to carry, and very simple to perform. What do you get? You get the book, which is pretty nice. It's well printed. It's reasonably good quality. It's going to last a little while. And I don't know if this is going to be the final packaging, but mine came in as plastic packaging, and the card on here has a link to the instructions that's hosted by Saturn Magic. The quality of the instructions is pretty dreadful. The audio isn't good. Just generally, the production value of the instructions is not very good, but you can learn the trick from it nonetheless. All of the information that you need is on there. It's all very clear. It's all very easy. And yeah, the quality of the tutorial doesn't make it difficult to learn the trick itself. How easy is it? Really easy. There's 3 things you need to remember, and they're all very easy things. 1 or 2 of them is easier than the other 1 or 2. I think the easiest one is the person thinking of the objects. The playing cards, there's just a very small amount of mathematics. And then the ESP symbols, again, it's not mathematics, but there's just a very small thing you need to remember. And that's the secret to it. I don't want to give too much away because you might be familiar with the method. This is not the first time this kind of method has been used, but the packaging and the booklet and the way that it works is really great. That is how easy it is, basically. You just have to give someone a book and you remember 3 simple things, rules, if you will, and based on the words they say, you will know the one that they're thinking of. So it's very easy to perform, very beginner friendly. There's no peaks, nothing. You can be in a different room. Someone can do this on radio or over FaceTime to a family member, as long as they have the book. So yes, it's a very, very easy trick to perform. Reset time is instant. There's nothing to reset. This book is not gimmicked in any way. The method is very clever, but there's nothing in here that needs to be reset or needs to be taken out or added or anything like that. So yes, reset time is instant. And I would also encourage you to perform it 2 or 3 times and get people to flick through 2 or 3 pages and continue doing it a few times, because I think that's when it gets more and more baffling, when you ask someone to select things on multiple pages, because perhaps you could have controlled 1 page, but after the first time, they're going to try and catch you out. And it doesn't get any more difficult for you to perform it as the magician. So yeah, really baffling. And the reset time is instant. There are no angle restrictions with this. As I say, you give the book to your spectator. They could be in a different room. They could be in a different country. It doesn't matter where they are. It doesn't matter where you are. So yes, no angle restrictions whatsoever with this. Pocket space is the same. Very good. It's a very thin, pocketable book, which is why I say it's something that you could have on your desk at work, in your little pencil holder, something like that, something that you just have lying around on your coffee table, or you could potentially carry it with you, in an inside jacket pocket. I just wouldn't personally, but that doesn't mean that you can't, because it's a really fun trick. And let's not get distracted from the point that I'm on, which is pocket space, which is very good. My final thoughts are that it's a really fun trick. So, funny story, when this arrived, my nieces and nephews were here, and my sister and my brother-in-law were here as well. And one of my nieces asked if she could open it. So I said, yeah, sure, open it. And she had no idea what it was. And it came in the plastic packaging, and said, don't take it out of the packaging. But my stepbrother was very inquisitive, and he said, can I take it out of the packaging? And I said, yeah, sure. I don't know what's in it, so be careful, because there might be fragile parts. But yeah, he had a look at it and he said, Scott, this isn't even a magic trick. This is the biggest piece of rubbish he's ever seen, and he doesn't understand it. And I said, okay, well, I'll learn it, and then we'll see what you think of it once I've learned how it works. And I haven't shown it to him. They live up in Scotland, but I will show it to him, and I think he is going to love it. So that is a great analogy for don't read a book by its cover. This is a fantastic, simple, baffling, fun, entertaining trick. As I say, I do think it's a bit pricey. David told me that it's roughly $25. I assume that's US dollars. It will be releasing soon. Personally, I would like to see it more around the $12.99 mark. Not dollars, pounds, so maybe $14.99 US dollars. I think that would be more reasonable for what it is. But I understand that there are printing costs. Printing costs are going up around the world. And yeah, this may be the cheapest price that he's able to sell these at, because of course we want creators to make some profit on the products that they make, for us to use and for us to enjoy and for us to share with our spectators and audiences. So that's my final thoughts. really surprised me. Really fun trick. Great job with this. If you have any questions about this, leave it in a comment below. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next review.